Hey everybody, let's start here. I'm making a second video about the Metaversal Exposition. This video is going to be for the builders, for the people who want to participate, who wants to expose NFTs, who wants to display their art, who want to invest in the squares. I'm going to give you all the info I have and the resources I'm making available for everybody. So, if you haven't watched my first video, please go see my first video, for example on Twitter, where I explain the concept of the exposition. I'm going to talk about different things in this video. So first, as you can see here, the exposition is covering the Champ de Mars in Paris, of course, the Tour Eiffel itself, and a little bit of the other side, if needed. It's where the Universal Exposition happened more than 100 years ago. And so we're going to retake this place to display our future, which is of course, virtual reality, augmented reality, and metaverse in general. 100 years ago, the vision of Eiffel and the people of the Universal Exposition was to display progress, the progress of technology. So they were displaying the progress of industrialism. The Tour Eiffel was indeed a masterpiece of engineering, using new materials, fair instead of rock mainly. So the land is split up in different sections. These sections are just for helping ourselves getting organized. When we talk what goes where, how do we divide up the places, the X's are all good and all, but then it's just going to be a mess if we stay on this level. So I'm just adding a little bit of a layer to reduce the complexity and making sure that the exposition is organized. So as first, we have big letters to break up the scenes into several groups. So we have the letter O, which is the center of the Tour Eiffel, and then we just have simply A, B, C, and D. On the other side of the Tour Eiffel, if needed, we can go to the Z. It's the other side of the alphabet. So Z, Y, X, and so on and so forth. Those are the central alley, right? So those make the central alley, which is going to be the center of the exposition itself. Each of the section is subdivided. So for example, here we have the little a square, and the AB, AC, etc., etc. On the side, we have the same thing, but here I'm using the geographical coordinates. So for example, here you can see the tower has north, south, east, and west. So we're taking the same things. So this is A east, A south, A west, A north, etc., etc. The land can be subdivided inside of the sections, but then this is something that we can see in the future. So what this is going to help, it's going to be the section of the exposition. So for example, maybe, I don't know, Defiance Street is wanting to make a specific exposition about, let's say, AR graph and this universe, and the exposition might be in the AE section, for example. And we might be another exposition about the CryptoPunks, and other maybe in the AC section, for example. Or we can have like 3D and 3D AR experiences in the BB section, etc., etc. So what we could do is, if you want to display anything in the exposition, you can start by claiming or just saying, oh, I volunteer to organize a section of this. I'd like to have the BB slot, please, because there's a lot of trees and this is going to help with blah. Or I need a big empty space, or I'd like to have a central space, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's one of the first things. For the people who want to build a space of the exposition, let us know. We can discuss it together, who gets what space, what type of exposition we can make. Maybe people can join forces, for example. If several people want to make an NFT gallery, it would make sense to do it all together. Maybe, for example, this big space can all be NFT galleries, even with an auction at the center, whatever. This is all going to be your exposition or exposition, right? Correct? So that's it for the spaces. One of the parts is going to be we need to have the builders, so the curators, the builders, and the landlords, because we need the landlords to be able to display the art. So this is going to be made on the Dream Collab website, dreamcollab.com, which is a website built for this purpose of bridging together the landlords and the builders, right? So this is going to be the first real scale usage of the Dream Collab website, which has been created for this, so it's perfect for us. So that's it for the different section. Let us know what you'd like to build. So a little bit more about the Eiffel Tower part. So I'm currently working on the understanding the structure of the Eiffel Tower, and I want to make basically an AR paint job for the Eiffel Tower. So my work personally is going to focus on making each of the 4 faces of the Eiffel Tower with something AR inspired. And the inside, I have also a view for here, which is a particular view on the Eiffel Tower, the underskirt of the big lady, as we say in France, and of course the top of the Eiffel Tower. I'd like to have some drone cameras. So this is something that I need to think about because we need some authorization from the prefecture of Paris. And there's some technology involved, but it might be super exciting to have AR, drone section. It could be just really cool. One of the sections here are here. So this is somewhere where we could potentially display some art. Just remember that this is very crowded space. It's a very crowded space in general. I've plotted the main itinerary of the exposition on the map itself. So the map itself, you will be able to see it in 3D on sketchfab.com. I will share the link so that you can immerse yourself either in VR or just with your computer in order to see the different parts that I'm talking about. I will also be making a 2D map of the exposition just so that everybody is on the same page. Okay, so about the land, this historically has been the most traded place in OVR, which is why it's the logical place to make an exposition, right? Most of OVR buzz has been around the cell of the Eiffel Tower, so it just makes a lot of sense to do an exposition there, right? We actually do have some available OVR lands still open right now. So I was thinking here, this is still part of the main experience of the land, so definitely something that we can check up. Some empty spaces just a little bit on the sides here and there. If we do get to have a lot of content here, we can go on the other side too. And also this is empty spaces, but eventually it's, making stuff float on top of the sand is also maybe very cool. So these are the 60 Blackpool X's. And so one of the things is going to get the partners. So I'm making a Google Doc. I have made a Google Doc, sorry, just a start to list, maybe I can show it to you, wait. To list the different aspects of the different people that are going to be inside our thing. So here you can see the different roles. So we have the organizer. We need a lot of organization. It's going to be hard. Ambassadors to make the thing known. Communicators to talk with the future. Investors potentially patrons to help the artists, curators to create the galleries, and so on and so on and so forth. So these are all people that we will be able to list here. Feel free to add people there It's editable by everybody, so feel free. Here it's going to be the list of the exits of the OVR lands that will have content on top of them. So yeah, eventually it's going to be like A something, and then maybe it's I don't know, digital mango, whatever the name of the X, who's owning it, on what's on it, right? And the goal is, of course, to fill this space with an exposition that will, set the basis for, oh, what's the metaverse? What is it? How can I show it? How can I see it? And the answer is going to be, well, you can go to the Champ de Mars and everything is displayed here. It's the top artists, it's the top NFT, it's going to be everybody. Donc voilà, I'm very excited for this project. Let us know if you have ideas. Let us know if you have comments, if you have suggestions, if you know people, whatever. If you, yeah, it's a collective project for sure. There's no way I can do this by myself at all. So feel free to make it yours. Feel free to display your art. I know that a lot of people have exposition and museum ideas outside of Paris, but it's you can grab yourself a square and then copy paste or your exposition in one of the squares here with a little bit of tailoring, of course. But then it's you there's some space right now, and the space is not going to be there forever. So yeah, feel free to join the project. It's going to be fantastic. I'm leaving you with this great view of Paris, and see you soon. Bye, everybody.